that locker room talk for this game is going to be very important, just like it was for the last. And it's going to be who is able to make the biggest adjustments in the right direction.
Indeed, I can't disagree with you there as well. And you mentioned Bogus, too, in her first season at charge with Toledo taking over for the Rockets, and she's been great this season. Toledo coming off probably the biggest win of the season, quite frankly, defeating the Ball State Cardinals to give them their first loss in the MAC this season. They have all the momentum coming into this one.
Yeah, and really what makes this game even bigger for Toledo right now is the fact that Ball State lost to Kent State earlier today.
They did.
So Toledo is now within a game of Ball State for first place, and they're tied with Buffalo right now, who they play next. So if they want to keep up in the race for first place, they're going to need to win this one.
You mentioned that as well for Toledo to get into the race for first place, but for Bowling Green as well. You know, they still have Miami above them, too, just a game. But you kind of think of it, too. If they get this win, you give them the 8-6 in MAC play, maybe who knows what happens. You know, Kent State did get a win today, but they're only a game or so behind Kent State, and they do play Kent State again later this season at the Stro again. Yeah,
we were talking about it off air after the Western Michigan game. If the Falcons are able to match Kent State heading into that KSU, BGSU game in a few Wednesdays, that'd be huge because it could make it so that game basically decides who gets into the top 4 or 3 in the conference.
And as we mentioned, the MAC tournament, you know, seeding really doesn't matter once you get in the tournament play. It's a one-off, but the matchups really do matter. And some teams, Bowling Green, would like to match them more than others. Same thing with Toledo as well. Since Bowling Green coming into this game as well, they haven't changed ranked offensively or defensively. Still the 4th-ranked team in the MAC offensively, 9th-ranked team defensively. Toledo 5th-ranked offensively. Well, they're also a very highly ranked defensive team as well. So both teams are eerily similar, just overall ranking. BG score averaging 69.6 points per game, while Toledo doing the exact same at 69.6 points per game as well. So while you look at the stats, Caden, on paper, they're eerily similar, but record-wise, and also opponents that Toledo's just beaten have been a little bit better than Bowling Green this season.
Yeah, and I think it really just comes down to the veteran experience and the height that you see with the Rockets. And that veteran experience that has led the Rockets has really led to them not making quite as many mistakes and being more disciplined down the stretch. We'll talk about the being disciplined a little bit later, but I think that's just what's been the difference here.
You mentioned discipline, too, as well, and you also mentioned rebounding as well. I want to talk about that a little bit, too, is Erica Porter did foul out last time against Western Michigan, but we do know when she goes, Bowling Green most of the time does not lose a game. Erica Porter, when she is on her game, usually Bowling Green has a high chance of winning because she really is that only big offensive threat in that 5 position, at least now in this season, that only person in her position that Shemille's going to trust down the stretch.
Yeah, 100%. And that matchup between Porter and Cook, presumably, is who she's going to match up against because they're both 6'2", is going to be very, very big. We said it ahead of the first game. Porter, 5th year, and then you have Cook, who is a senior. So both have a lot of experience, and I bet you whoever wins that matchup is going to be the winner of this game.
Indeed, as well. And you talk about the veteran experience, too, like an Erica Porter as well. We mentioned Amy Velasco and Lexi Fleming as well. But this is a big game for Paige Kohler, too. She's been in a lot of big games, too. She started every collegiate game since she's been here at Bowling Green with Fred Shamil. This is now going to be her 4th time playing against Toledo. And she's going to be playing for a coach in Shamil who's still looking to get his first win against Toledo under his belt.
Yeah, and she was the only Falcon that played the entirety of the first matchup, all 40 minutes. And, I mean, she had her bright spot scoring 7 points and then grasping 4 rebounds, but she's grown so much since that game. I know it's only been 6-7 games, but like we said, she's just been on fire lately. She's averaging over 18 points per game in the last 6, and she's now jumped into the top 10 in defensive rebounds. She's just been all over the place.
Indeed, and you look at the other primary ball handler for Bowling Green as well. Amy Velasco's leading the MAC in minutes played so far this season and minutes played average as well. So a lot of these Falcons are going to be on the floor, and they're going to be on the floor for quite a bit of time because we mentioned it too. The rotations for Shamil seem to be figured out now at this point. He's only really liking McGuff and Ellis off the bench so far in these games. Maybe Emily Cecil as well.
Yeah, and McGuff is definitely a player that he subs in for Donahue more times than not, just because he wants the height with McGuff standing at 6 foot tall compared to Donahue, who's 5'8", and then he subs in Ellis for Porter just when Porter needs a break or he feels like he just needs a switch.
Okay, then it's safe to say we have another good one here on our hands. The second leg of the Battle of I-75 this season. We are just about 5 minutes away from tip-off. When we come back, we'll have the starting five for both teams and Caden's keys to the game. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Battle of I-75 right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU men's basketball heads 30 minutes north for the second leg of the Battle of I-75 against Toledo on February 21st. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavalitz and Artie Abrego at 5:45 for pregame and 6 p.m. for tip-off on Falcon Radio.
Falcon men's basketball faces Eastern Michigan on the road in a must-win game for the Falcons on Tuesday, February 25th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Artie Abrego and Foster Rostai at 6:15 for pregame and 6:30 p.m. for tip-off on Falcon Radio. BGSU hockey wraps up their final road series of the regular season against Bemidji State on Saturday, February 22nd. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Sean Connolly at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for puck drop on Falcon Radio.
Falcon hockey heads to Bemidji State for the final road series of the regular season on Friday, February 21st. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Sean Connolly at 7:45 for pregame and 8 p.m. for puck drop on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Gymnastics returns to the mat on the road against Temple Friday, February 21st at 6 p.m. Check out Falcon Media Sports Network's Sam Morris's recap of the match on bgfalconmedia.com.
Here at the Show Center in Bowling Green, Ray, for the second leg of the Battle of I-75 this season for your BGSU women's basketball team against the Toledo Rockets. Lucas Kleinmar and Caden Knapp alongside you for the call. Caden, we now have the starting fives for both of these teams. Let's get it started first with Bowling Green.
For the seventh consecutive game, we have Erica Porter, the fifth-year forward, Janaea Donahue, the freshman guard, Lexi Fleming, the fifth-year guard, Amy Velasco, the senior guard, and then Paige Kohler, the sophomore guard, rounding out Coach Shamil's starting five.
Another unchanged lineup for Shamil. It's the five that is probably going to be the starters for the rest of this season. Now for the Toledo Rockets.
For the Rockets, this is the 8th consecutive game that they've had the starting five. They're 7-0 as a group together. We have Kira Goss, the graduate student guard, Kendall Carruthers, the sophomore guard, Cadence Dykstra, the sophomore guard, Sammy McConowitz, the graduate guard slash forward, and then Jessica Cook, the senior forward. McConowitz is going to be big in this one.
Absolutely, indeed. McConowitz was a player that hit her 1,000-point career collegiate point mark against Bowling Green last season. She had a relatively quiet game for her standards last time out both these teams faced. As you mentioned, Caden, 7 straight wins for Toledo coming into this one, 3 straight for Bowling Green. One of these win streaks is going to have to end this evening.
Yes, 100%. And to add to McConowitz, she recently surpassed 1,000 career rebounds. So she's also coming off a game against Ball State where she led the way with 23 points, a huge reason why they got that victory. And it's another matchup to watch. She's a leader on and off the court, kind of like Lexi Fleming.
Indeed as well. And Katie, you mentioned a little bit in our pregame show, Bowling Green has some things they need to do better than they did last time out against Toledo. What are some of those things?
Yeah, I'm going to go through 3 keys that I would say the first one is win the third quarter. As we mentioned, Bowling Green won the first 2 quarters. They were leading by 5 at the halftime break. But in the third quarter, they lost it 25-13, and then they also lost the fourth quarter. So we think here it's going to be huge that they win that third quarter and gain momentum to go into the fourth. Another thing is stay disciplined. They had 15 total turnovers, and there was a lot of low percentage shots that they took in the second half. And then the third and final key I have is they need to hit their threes. They went 3 of 9 from beyond the arc against the Rockets last time out.
Indeed as well, Kaden. Those are all 3 very good keys for Bowling Green this game. And before we come back, let's take a quick break for station identification.
Hey there, I'm Ben Korak, the voice of Falcon Hockey, and you are listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for BGSU hockey.
Back here at the Stroh Center now, ready for tip-off. The lineups introduction videos have now been announced. We just got Caden's keys to the games, and I don't think this would be an overstatement, Caden, that if Bowling Green were able to pull off this victory, this would have to be the biggest win under the Schumann era, just because you look at his record against the top teams in the MAC. It's not very good, and he hasn't been in Toledo quite yet.
Yeah, I would agree that this would be one of, if not his biggest wins of his short tenure, and it'd be a big heading into the late goings of this season.
Got a full crowd here for our radio listeners. Student crowd is mostly packed. I don't think I see a spot left, Kaden.
Yeah, this is definitely the biggest crowd that the Falcons have had at home this season.
Indeed. Get Toledo in their road white with the gold strip. Bowling Green and their orange. It's Orange Wave night here at the Stroh Center. Orange v. white here for Bowling Green versus Toledo. 30 miles of hate between 2 programs. Bowling Green leads all-time series 45-44. Toledo can equalize that at 45 apiece with a win tonight. Erica Porter, Jessica Cook, center logo.
See Fleming and Goss already chatting a little bit as we're waiting for the officials to get this one off and going.
Obviously, when a rivalry game like this, the away side always travels well, so Rocket fans in the corner of the Stroh Center. Mostly filling out that side as well. Good crowd on hand here this evening. All right, here we go. Porter and Cook. Ball in the air, and one from Erica Porter. Velasco get this one started for Bowling Green. Hands it off to Fleming, left wing, now top of the key. Inside to Porter. Porter hands it off to Velasco. Had it knocked away initially from Carruthers. Now gets it back to Fleming. Wide open 3 from the left wing. Fleming off the front of the rim, no good. Boxed out by Donahue underneath the rim by McConowitz. And it's picked up from the Rockets.
The Falcons had a perfect look there. Just couldn't convert.
There's Dykstra for the Rockets. Goss moving inside, defended by Fleming. Goss, high-arcing shot, no good. Right into the hands of Cook, and it into McConowitz off the backboard and in for the game's first points. 2-0 Toledo, 9:22 left in the first.
Beautiful passing there. McConowitz the finish.
So McConowitz gets the game's first basket. Here's Velasco back there away for Bowling Green. Velasco, Fleming tries a 3. Fleming, that one just off the mark. Porter trying for the rebound. Bumped off, no good. Rebounded from Toledo. Here comes Dykstra. Dykstra moving inside. Gets out to Cook, now back to the Bowling Green bench to the right. It's Goss. Goss back up to Dykstra. Dykstra inside to Cook. Matchup against Porter inside the paint. Cook, that one rolls in and out. Rebounded from Kohler.
Good defense there by Erica Porter, keeping her arms up and forcing the missed shot.
Here's Kohler, hands off to Fleming again. Fleming moving inside. Fleming now passes out to Kohler. Kohler thought about a 3, heavily guarded there. And they'll get a foul on the Rockets. That's going to be on Carruthers.
Yeah, just too physical there. You know this is probably going to be a physical game. Last time out, the Falcons had 15 personal fouls to Toledo's 22. You'd expect that from a rivalry game.
You would indeed. 2-0 Toledo, 8:42 left here in the first quarter. Kohler inbounds to Porter. Porter spin moves. Cook falls down. Erica Porter, too strong in the post. First points of the game for Porter and the Falcons, tied at 2 apiece.
What a fantastic move by the 5th-year forward.
Here's Dykstra, bounce pass to Cook. Cook guarded by Porter. Porter hands it off to Dykstra, got some separation from Fleming, and she lays it up and in. 4-2 Toledo, 8:16 left in the first.
Yeah, Dykstra, good job sneaking by Fleming, like you said, to go to the hoop.
Here's Velasco inside of Porter. He's off the Kohler now, top of the key, guarded by Dykstra. Bounce pass inside Fleming. Fleming gets by Carruthers. Now bounce pass to the Velasco. Velasco by the logo. Velasco with the left. That one just off. And rebounded from Carruthers.
Yeah, Toledo held their ground there. Made sure Velasco couldn't get a running shot.
There come the Rockets. Here's Cook. Top key Cook. Velasco got beat. And that was Carruthers laying up and over. The backboard's been Toledo's best friend so far this game. 6-2 Rockets, 7:35 left in the first.
Yeah, it really has. And that wasn't the best pass either, the Carruthers, but she made a nice move and good adjustment.
Here's Kohler. Long switch Fleming inside of Porter. Guarded by Cook down the baseline. Porter working on Cook. Spin move, shot up, no good. Donahue tries for a loose ball, no foul called. A couple of Falcons and Rockets crash to the floor. Dykstra back on the fast break. Dykstra working on Velasco. Dykstra off and no good. Porter trying to get the rebound. It's into the hands of McConowitz.
Yeah, she's a player that's going to be at the right place at the right time more times than not when it comes to rebounding.
McConowitz gets a screen set from Cook, driving inside on Porter. Looks for an option, gets it back. 3-ball right in front of the Bowling Green bench. That one was from McConowitz, no good. And rebounded from Kohler. Kohler on the fast break. Hands off to Velasco, back to Kohler. Kohler tries a three. Paige Kohler, too much. Rebound right to the hands of Erica Porter. Yes!
That was almost like a pass there from Paige Kohler to Erica Porter. It set her up so perfectly to lay that in.
Erica Porter's 4 points for Bowling Green. Now 6-4 Toledo. 6:30 left to play here in the first. Cook right in front of Dykstra. Carruthers guarded by Kohler. Interface Carruthers had a screen set from Cook, but she can't shake Kohler. Carruthers signals for McConowitz. Hands off McConowitz, guarded by Donahue. Hands it off to Dykstra, guarded by Velasco. Dykstra moves inside, blocked away from Erica Porter. And here comes Donahue on the fast break. Donahue, one-on-one with McConowitz. Donahue up and no good. Rebounded from Carruthers.
Nice defense by the Falcons on the other end, having the awareness to know that the shot clock was running low, and they held their grounds. Couldn't finish on the other end, though.
Carruthers Goss. Now Cook now at the elbow, guarded by Porter. Cook knocked away initially there from Porter. Looks for an option. Now gets it to Carruthers right in front of the Bowling Green bench. Screen set from Cook. Kohler stays with her. Carruthers at the deep three. That one off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded from Porter.
Yeah, it was a low percentage shot there by Carruthers.
Still 6-4 Toledo. 5:30 left to play in the first. Velasco had it knocked away from Carruthers. Ball stays in play. Velasco will try a three. Velasco! Oh, yeah! There's top 10 all-time scoring, Amy Velasco.
What a shot for her. We knew heading into this one that it wouldn't take long for her to get into that top 10.
Velasco's three gives Bowling Green the lead, 7-6, 5:05 left to play in the first.
Toledo also hasn't scored in over 2 minutes.
Here's Dykstra. Moving in on Fleming. Fleming inside to Cook. Falls down on Porter, gets it out. Shot clock down to 1. McConowitz puts up a shot clock, expires. It's good.
That one was so close, but McConowitz knew exactly how much time it needed, and she put it in.
8-7 Toledo, 4:35 now left in the first. Kohler. Screen set from Dykstra. Kohler has a wide open Fleming in the left wing for a three. Fleming, you bet.
Sometimes all it takes is one to get something going. You have Velasco making it one time and now Fleming right after.
Fleming's first points on this contest. Bowling Green retakes the lead, 10-8. Dykstra, screen set from Cook. She's been very active this game off the ball movement. Jessica Cook, bounce pass. Here's Cook. And that one there, a nice little shot from the mid-range. We're tied at 10 apiece.
That was a good shot by her. Over Porter, and Fleming was right behind her, too.
10-10, under 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Fast-paced action here. Velasco feeds it to Porter. Porter gets by Cook. Erica Porter up and in, and one.
What a nice play by her. She came crashing down to the floor, too.
She got pulled there from her left arm. Still got the shot to go. We'll see if they review this one to see if it's more than just any typical foul. Looks like they will.
We will go to our under 5 media timeout, but what a fast-paced quarter this has been. Already at 3:53 to go.
Indeed. So when we come back, Porter will go to the line, but we'll have a review to see if this foul was something more. We reached our first timeout with 3:53 left to play in the first quarter. 12-10 Bowling Green. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, featuring coffee, craft beer, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See his latest menu at juniperbrew.com. 12-10 Bowling Green. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to BGSU Women's Basketball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Baseball's sophomore first baseman Brady Birchmeyer had a stellar opening weekend in an opening 3-game set with the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, earning him this week's Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Week award. Birchmeyer's clutch hits late in the Sunday matchup in Murfreesboro included a 3-run home run in the top of the ninth that scored TJ Tackett and DJ Newman and put the Falcons ahead, bringing the game to extra innings after the Blue Raiders scored 1 in the ninth. In the top of the 11th, Birchmeyer came up clutch once again, hitting an RBI single to put the Falcons up 11-9, leading to a 12-9 victory, the second of the Orange and Brown season. The former Michigan Gatorade Player of the Year nominee is hitting .267 on the year with an 800 OPS, building on a 2024 season where he earned 11 RBIs and 2 home runs and 67 at-bats. This has been Falcon Media Sports Network's Athlete of the Week.
Back here at the Stroh Center with under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter for the 90th edition of the Battle of I-75 between the BGSU women's basketball team and the Toledo Rockets. 12-10 is your score. Bowling Green is in the lead with a chance to be up by more when we come back out of this timeout. Lucas Kleinmar alongside Kaden Knapp, and I think it's safe to say, Kaden, fast-paced game. That was our first break in this game, and we just have 3:53 left to play here in the first.
Yeah, fast-paced and very intense, but not so intense to the point where we were getting a lot of fouls. We've only had 2 fouls through the first 6 or so minutes of this one, so we good start.
Indeed, and we went for a review before we went off. Erica Porter got a basket to go and won, but it looked like there might have been something more than just your usual foul. It looks like her right arm got totally dragged. She drove to the basket, so officials done looking at the monitor. Now they're just discussing.
Yeah, they've been looking at that monitor for quite some time. Porter definitely wanted something more than just a regular foul.
So that foul was on Jessica Cook. It's her first personal foul. We'll see if it's anything more.
But you knew BG would start this game out fast, similarly to how they've started out most MAC games this season.
Indeed as well.
It will be just very important to see what adjustments they make really throughout the game and in these breaks that they get.
Bowling Green's outscored opponents plus 69 in the first quarter. They've been outscored every quarter besides the first. They were outscored every other quarter but the first against Western Michigan, but they still came away with the W, which, yeah, little things that might be negative, but in retrospect came away with the victory. So
yes,
positive thing for Bowling Green to look at. So been a fast back and forth start here so far in this one. And they are still discussing it now, as Bowling Green and the Rockets both return to the floor. Now our head official will go talk to Fred Shamil.
I think based on their body language, they're not going to upgrade this.
Yep, Erica Porter will just be shooting 1, so they won't upgrade, so it'll just be a personal foul for Jessica Cook, be her first, and Porter has a chance to make it a 3-point play. I think it's the right call. Porter's attempt is up and good. 13-10 Bowling Green, 3:53 left. She'll check out for Ellis. She now has a game high 7 points and 3 rebounds.
Much deserved breather for Erica Porter.
Indeed, a good start for her in the first quarter. Like to see her get off to those good starts. McConowitz in for Garcia, who's checked into the game for Cook for the Rockets. Dykstra, that was touched away from Velasco into the Bowling Green bench. The Rockets will take over.
Yeah, she's just so good at reading passing lanes and knowing how to jump them.
Checking in as well was Faith Fed Robinson for Toledo, who checked in for Caruthers. Here's Dykstra to Garcia. Now matched set with Taya Ellis, who's checked in for Bowling Green. Goss, a 3-ball on the way. That one no good. Ellis are crashing to the board, trying to get the rebound. His last off of Ellis, so it'll be Toledo ball.
Yeah, the Falcons fans not agreeing, but from our standpoint or viewpoint, I think it definitely went off of Tay Ellis.
Just couldn't hold that ball in, so Dykstra inbound to Goss. McConowitz, Garcia, guarded by Ellis, top of the key. Trying to feed that one inside. Donahue keeps the ball in play. A turnover for Toledo.
Yeah, rare miscommunication there.
Velasco, Donahue to Fleming. There's Fleming, hands it off to Velasco. Velasco, and a lot of contact from McConowitz into the face of Velasco. McConowitz will be tagged with their first personal foul.
Yes, like you said, just a little too physical there. You want to play close to your defender, but sometimes you got to know the line.
Both teams shooting under 50% to start this one. Donahue to Velasco for a three from the left wing. Velasco, she connects for the second time this game.
What a great shot for her. She's feeling it right now.
16-10 Bowling Green. Here comes Fed Robinson the other way. Fed Robinson, turnaround jumper is good.
That was a big shot for Toledo because it gave them something, especially to stop that 6-0 run.
16-12 is your score in favor of Bowling Green. 2:36 left to play here in the first quarter. Here's Donahue. Gets a screen set from Ellis. Puts up the shot. No good. A lot of contact. No foul called. Ellis dives to the floor to get the loose ball, and she'll be called on a foul on McConowitz.
Yeah. I think that Donahue drive looked a lot worse than it did because she was kind of falling down, and her shot went directly off the under section of the backboard.
On the other side of the backboard as Ellis will come out, and Erica Porter will check in. Donahue will get a breather, and Kieran McGuff will check in for the first time this game. And you already see Caden Donahue was matched up with McConowitz this entire game, so they're giving the freshman the biggest assignment.
Yeah, tall task for her.
Carruthers, Garcia on Porter. Top of the key, Garcia trying to get by Porter. It was last touch off a Rocket as it head off of Garcia's foot, and then Goss. It'll be Bowling Green ball, so back-to-back empty possessions for Toledo.
Yeah, just their second turnover of the game as well.
16-12 Bowling Green still, 2:12 left to play here in the first. Velasco. There's Porter, had it knocked up in the air. And gets it right back. Velasco feeds it back to Porter. Porter pump fakes. Porter up and in. Erica Porter, she's feeling it in this first quarter.
Yeah, and the Falcons are right now just bullying the Rockets underneath.
18-12 Bowling Green, 1:50 left. Erica Porter's got 9 points. Carruthers, Fed Robinson, top of the key. Garcia interfaces Porter. Goss, guarded by Fleming. Fleming. Here's Kohler guarding Carruthers right in front of the BG bench. Carruthers heavily guarded by Kohler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Down to 3. Goss. Setback 3 from Goss on the way. Off front of the rim. No good. Strong rebound from Porter. Can't hold it in. Lost off a Rocket. Bowling Green takes over.
Yeah, great defense there by the Falcons to force up a errant shot, really, because the shot clock was all the way down at 2.
McGuff inbounds. Velasco will set the offense for Bowling Green. McGuff to Velasco. Velasco gets around Cole. Velasco up and in. She had an open lane to the basket to make it 20-12. Bowling Green timeout taken. Rockets. What a run for Bowling Green.
Yeah, and whatever Coach Shamil said to them during the media timeout, it seemed to really work and make this a 10-2 run over the last 2:55. Velasco just used her speed to go all the way around the paint there.
This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find its latest menu at juniperbrew.com. The Rockets bring a timeout, trying to stop the bleeding with 1:09 left to play in the first quarter. Bowling Green's up by 8, 20-12 is your score. You're listening to BGSU Women's Basketball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Stroh Center out of that quick timeout for the Rockets. McConowitz taking the ball up for Toledo. Out to Fed Robinson in the right corner. Puts up a tough shot, no good. And rebounded by the freshman who's just checked into the game, Layla Harrison. How about that? And she earns the foul on Fed Robinson.
Yeah, talk about making an impact right when you enter the game. Good on her.
Evilise Cole checked in for Toledo as well, so Bogus coming to her bench early in this game and going down it. Not happy with what she's seen in the first 10 minutes here. Down to 48 seconds left in the first quarter, 2012, Bowling Green. Kohler off another empty offensive possession for Toledo. Harrison hands it off. Kohler guarded by Fed Robinson. Now McGuff. McGuff moves. McGuff, tough shot off the glass and takes a couple of bounces and falls. Kieran McGuff, her first points. Double-digit lead for Bowling Green, 22-12.
Yeah, fantastic effort by Kieran McGuff there.
Shot clock is off. We're down to 20 seconds. Here's Carruthers. McConowitz guarded by Guff. McConowitz, that's a good turn. Good turn and strong finish with the right off the glass and in. 22-14, down to 10 seconds.
Yeah, she just spun around in the paint, made sure to keep her plant foot down, and laid it in.
3 seconds left. Kohler, Fleming. 1 second. Fleming as the buzzer sounds. Fleming. Oh, yeah! Lexi Fleming, Cincinnati, Ohio native. Get the Stroh Center on their feet.
What an end to a almost perfect first quarter for the Bowling Green Falcons. But you will notice Coach Jamil, the only one on the bench for the Falcons that stayed calm there because he knows there's still 30 more minutes to play.
A buzzer beater to end the first for Fleming. The Falcons are up by 11, 25-14 your score. Bowling Green with a good start in this one. Don't go anywhere. You listen to BGSU Women's Basketball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Baseball finishes their South Carolina tour against USC Upstate on Sunday, February 23rd at 1 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz will have a recap of the matchup on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU baseball heads back on the road, taking on USC Upstate in South Carolina on Friday, February 21st at 3 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
BG Baseball continues action in South Carolina against Presbyterian on Saturday, February 22nd at 3 p.m. Falcon Media Sport Network's Noah Seeley will have a recap of the game on bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here at the Stroh Center here in Bowling Green, women's basketball with a fast and furious start here in the first quarter. They're up by 11, 25-14 to score. As we head into the second quarter, Lucas Kleinmeyer alongside Caden Knapp with you. What a first quarter that was for Bowling Green, Caden, and now it's all about following that one up.
Yeah, 100% the Falcons this season have been outscored in the second quarter by 15 points, and Rockets outscoring their opponents by 33. So kind of like we said throughout the season, it's going to be important to see how they follow up a great start, and these first few minutes of this next quarter are going to mean a lot to really both these squads, because the Falcons on a 9-2 run over the last 2:53 right now. He went 4 of 6 from beyond the arc, so already making more than the entirety of the game in January.
Amy Velasco now enters the top 10 in all-time scoring now in program history. She had 8 points in that first. Erica Porter led the way with 9 for Bowling Green. Fleming with the buzzer beater 3, now is 6 as Toledo get us started here. And in the second quarter, here comes Carruthers for the Rockets. Here's Dykstra, guarded by Velasco. Shot clock down to 10. Screen set there from Navrosky, who's checked in first time this game. How about Paige Kohler picking that one off of Navrosky?
Yeah, she read that pass like a book and just jumped up and took it away.
Kohler, bounce past McGuff. Hands it off. Kohler again. Velasco. Velasco tries a three. She hit the three. No foul called. The three was a little bit short. Toledo comes away with it. Carruthers. Pull it. Kohler read that one all the way. What a play from the sophomore. Fleming comes away with it. That's back-to-back takeaways from Kohler. Fleming. Now Kohler gets open here for three. Paige Kohler, that one just a little bit short and goes out of bounds. But man, what great two defensive plays there from Kohler.
Yeah, what a series of events as well. I mean, Velasco fell over when she was taking the three, and everyone's like, wait a second, what just happened? But yeah, Kohler stayed composed on the next play and made a fantastic effort to take it away.
Here comes Dykstra for Toledo once more. Fed Robinson stays in the game for the Rockets. Dykstra, right wing, hands it off. McConowitz guarded by McGuff. Carruthers. And it looks like they're going to get a foul on Bowling Green. We'll see who they get. It'll be on Kieran McGuff. McGuff was checking out for Janaea Donahue anyway. So Donahue back in. So the same starting five for Bowling Green. Donahue, Velasco, Fleming, Kohler, Porter. 25-14 Bowling Green. 8:40 left to play in the second. Ball back in bounds. Carruthers inside. Novoroski got free there, and she lays it up and in off the glass.
Yeah, she just used her height to her advantage there. 6'5", didn't play on January the 25th. She's had an injury-riddled season.
Big thing to mark there as well. Did not play on that 25th meeting. Here's Velasco. Screen set from Donahue. Velasco inside of Porter. Porter will work on Novoroski. Porter pump fakes, puts up, rejected from Novoroski, but it goes out of bounds and will be Bowling Green ball.
Yeah, and Coach Bogus putting her in just because she's 6'5", listed as a center in the roster. And Coach Bogus knows that they are going to need to seal off the paint if they want to come back.
How about freshman guard Destiny Robinson checking in now for Toledo for the first time this game, in for Candace Dykstra. Ball inbound, Fleming, mid-range two. That one off no good, off of McConowitz, but the last touch off of Donahue will be Toledo ball. McConowitz won a little bit of over-the-back foul.
Yeah.
And our official will blow a whistle. And it looks like they need a reset on game clock or shot clock. So Ellis is going to come in anyway for Porter.
Yeah, I think one official granted the sub, and then the others were ready to play. So that kind of confused everyone.
So down to 8 minutes left to play before halftime. 25-16 Bowling Green. Here in front of a packed house here at the Stroh Center. Filled out pretty nicely right before tip-off. Definitely one of the best atmospheres this season for Bowling Green. As Novoroski has that down pass looking for McConowitz, but it's read nicely from Donahue. Here comes Donahue to the right wing. Kohler is looking for Velasco. He said Kohler takes it herself, gets a bounce, no good. Trying to keep that one in play is Ellis, and does. Velasco into Fleming. She'll try another three. Fleming! She got it. Another big three for the fifth-year guard. 28-16 Bowling Green.
Gigantic smile on her face. You cannot leave her that wide open. Big shot as well.
Donahue again reading that pass. Carruthers is looking for McConowitz. Long pass for Donahue. Fleming lays it up and in on the fast break.
Back-to-back buckets after going the first 2 or so minutes without points this quarter. Much needed, and the lead now stretched to 14, Lucas, 14.
30-16, Bowling Green under 7 minutes to play. Fleming is on fire right now for Bowling Green. McConowitz. Robinson left wing inside Novoroski. Ellis defending, but Novoroski wins that battle, lays it up and in.
Yeah, Novoroski just had the angle there to spin around and go up with it.
Velasco on Robinson, gets by Velasco, feeds it back to Ellis. Ellis, nice pump fake underneath the basket. So calmly and collected, puts it up and in. 32-18 now, 6:25 left. As Novoroski fell kind of awkwardly trying to jump and get that ball. So there was a whistle called in case of an injured Rocket, but Novoroski was okay, so they'll resume play.
Yeah, she took quite the tumble there, but that was just what a move by Taya Ellis.
11 points for Fleming. That's a game high on 4 for 7 shooting. 3 3-pointers so far this game. 32-18 Bowling Green, 6:15 left. Dykstra bounce pass to Jessica Cook. Excuse me, Garcia. Garcia just came in for Cook. Dykstra. Working on Fleming. Dykstra. Heavily guard from Fleming, and the pass as well. Telegraph from Kohler on the fast break. Paige Kohler going up and in. Bowling Green's making Toledo pay, and they're turning those turnovers into points. Paige Kohler's got her first points on this one.
Yeah, the Falcons flustered Dykstra and just forced her into making a bad pass.
Carruthers drives. Porter, good defensive play, but Garcia puts it up and in.
Yeah, right place, right time for Garcia. She has a lot of experience.
34-20 is your score. Under 5:30 left to play before halftime. Donahue in a heavy screen set from Goss. Looked like it connected to the neck to the upper face area of Goss, so they'll get a foul called on Porter.
And Fleming grabbing Porter away from the official.
So it'll be a foul on Erica Porter. So she'll check out for Ellis. Dykstra. Carruthers step back. I believe that's a three-pointer attempt. It's going to be a deep two. So a deep two there for Carruthers. Be 34-22 BG. Donahue. Long outlet pass. Donahue looking for an option. Hands off to Velasco. Under 5 minutes now to play in the second quarter. 34-22 Bowling Green. Velasco found an open Donahue mid-range shot there, no good. Rebounded from Taya Ellis. Ellis working on Garcia, that one no good. Rebounded again from Donahue. Donahue kicks it back out to Fleming. Fleming drives, hands it off nicely to Ellis. Up and in, what a pass from Lexi Fleming.
Yeah, what a pass. No one knew where that ball was for a second there, and that's what allowed Ellis to go up with it.
Dykstra swat away from Donahue out into the Bowling Green bench. As I was looking for McConowitz. And we have reached our media timeout. Bowling Green has taken that momentum in the first and carried it into the second. 36-22 is your score. The Falcons up by double figures. Reminder, this timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You find the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. We have 4:24 left to play before halftime. Don't go anywhere. Listening to the Battle of I-75 right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU baseball heads west to battle Butler on Tuesday, February 25th. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz and Henry Costco for the first baseball broadcast of the season, with pregame beginning at 2:40 and first pitch at 3 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Catch all of the action of BGSU athletics right here on Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU FM. Student play-by-play announcers broadcast all the sports you want to hear, including football, basketball, hockey, volleyball, and more. Don't miss a single game with coverage of BGSU athletics from the Falcon Media Sports Network on WBGU FM and streaming worldwide on bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here at the Show Center, about to get out of this media timeout. We have 4:24 left to play here in this second quarter. 36-22 is your score. Lucas Kleinmeyer alongside Caden Nett with you on WBG 88.1 FM, the flagship radio station for Bowling Green women's basketball. Caden, and Bowling Green has taken all that momentum they had in the first quarter and carried it into the second.
Yeah, and a huge reason for that is they're winning the turnover battle 7-1 right now. They're winning the paint battle as well, 20-14. It's just been a good night thus far. By the way, points off turnover is also huge. It's 12-10 in favor of BGSU. So they're making Toledo pay for their mistakes.
They're making Toledo pay for mistakes indeed, and a lot of those turnovers have been passes that have been looking towards McConowitz, but Bowling Green has seemed to have done their homework on McConowitz well, as whether it's Donahue, Kohler, or Fleming. Those players have done really well to pick those passes off. You have Donahue and Kohler both tied with 3 steals apiece this game. Ready to get back on the way from this needed timeout. You have Velasco 8 points, 4 assists. Fleming leading the way as well with 11 points. That's a game high. Only player in double figures so far. McConowitz give this one to Robinson. Here's Cook, who's checked back into the game for the Rockets. Robinson pulls up mid-range jumper. That one is up and good. Toledo, nice shot, maybe get some momentum back. 36-24.
Yeah, much needed shot and a good play call out of the timeout.
Velasco, Donahue. Left wing looking for Fleming. That was red there from Carruthers. But it goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it will still remain Bowling Green ball. Looks like Fleming got a little bit of extra there on her, looks like it might be her shooting hand.
That was the first ill-advised pass of the night for the Falcons there.
Yeah, definitely. I've only passed that Toledo's red so far this game. Kohler to Fleming. Fleming back to Kohler. Kohler setting the offense here. Guarded by Carruthers. Bounce pass inside Donahue. Donahue thought about getting the Kohler. Elects it for herself. Donahue long switch to Velasco. Velasco mid-range shot there. No good. Ellis fighting for the rebound. And Ellis will be calling the foul on McConowitz.
Yeah, kudos to Amy Velasco and Donahue for being in sync and knowing exactly how much time was left on the shot clock, so they got a shot off, but just a little too much contact from behind by Ellis there. Picked up the foul.
Robinson, long pass looking for McConowitz again, a little too strong. Ellis, last off of McConowitz again. Turnover again, Toledo. And guess who it was again? McConowitz.
Yeah, that was a high pass to McConowitz. She got a hand on it and then was double teamed, and good job by Ellis to smack it off of McConowitz out of bounds.
36-24 Bowling Green, 3:15 left to play before halftime. Been a fast game both quarters here so far. Donahue, Erica Porter's back in for Bowling Green, so the same starting 5 for Shamil. Porter had Donahue open at the rim, didn't see her. Porter still looking for an option, gives it off to Donahue now. Donahue works her way, working on Cook. Donahue trying to give it back to Porter. She stepped out of bounds. It'll be Toledo ball.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that's the first offensive possession that the Falcons really looked kind of out of sync in a sense. Like you said, Donahue was wide open underneath the hoop, and Porter just couldn't see her. And as the shot clock just continued to run down, Toledo brought on the pressure and forced Donahue out of bounds.
McGuff checks back into this game. 36-24 still your score. Under 3 minutes left to play now for halftime. Carruthers top of the key. Robinson guarded by Velasco. Nice move from Robinson. Smacked away from Fleming. Robinson gets it back. Carruthers right in front of the Bowling Green bench. Drives inside on Porter. That shot way off the mark. No good. Rebounded eventually by Fleming. Now here's Velasco on the fast break. Velasco moves. Velasco pulls a mid-range shot. No good. She's fouled by Robinson.
Yeah, Velasco just went straight up with it and ran into Robinson, so that Robinson ended up drawing the foul because she was jumping.
And she pulled up right by the charity stripe as well, so not a bad spot to run and stop if you're Velasco. So Velasco will shoot 2.
That's also her sweet spot. She just loves taking those little mid-range jumpers.
9 points now for Velasco. Makes her first one. Velasco's second attempt. Up and good. 10 points, 4 assists now Velasco. She's 6 away from a double-double.
And she's now first in the MAC in free throw percentage.
First in the MAC in free throw percentage. First in the MAC. We mentioned in minutes played, both total and average as well. She was asked to do a lot early in the season when Fleming was still out. Still a learning and developing Kohler. And she's done all that and more. Fed Robinson. Back in for the Rockets. Guarded by McGuff. Robinson looking there for Goss, and it's knocked away from Velasco out by the Bowling Green bench.
Yeah, another case of Velasco just reading where that pass was going to go and just smacking it away.
Robinson. Velasco backs off. Down to 2:08 left to play before halftime, 38-24 Bowling Green. Fed Robinson gets a little bit of separation from McGuff, puts it up as the buzzer sounds, and it falls.
Yeah, good on Robinson to just stay composed there, create the step-back shot, and put it in.
Velasco, feed to Porter. Back to Velasco. Velasco, feed back to Porter. Porter looking for an option. Porter working on Cook down low. That shot no good. And a travel is going to be called on Erica Porter before the shot.
Yeah, she just tried to create space for herself when there really was none, and we've seen that happen a few times with her where she ends up moving that plant foot on top of moving the pivot.
38-26 Bowling Green down to 1:40 here before halftime. Already 2 Falcons in the double figures here. Here's Garcia open for 3. Garcia hits nothing but net. She was wide open beyond the arc. 38-29. Lead cut down to 9. Come Velasco and Bowling Green trying to get the lead back up to double digits here. Back up to Velasco. Stolen away there from Robinson. And here come the Rockets on the takeaway. Carruthers. Fed Robinson. Working on Kohler. Driving to the rim. Fed Robinson. Up and no good. Fouled by Kohler.
Yep. That is 2 Erica Porter turnovers in a span of 1 minute, and Toledo has a chance to make this run extend to 7-0 over the last minute 20. In the game on January the 25th, Erica Porter had 6 total turnovers, and they all came at crucial times.
Ellis will come out for Porter, and Shamil's giving Porter an earful by the Bowling Green bench.
You'll also notice that the Falcons were winning this quarter until this 5-0 run. Now they're losing at 15-13.
Fed Robinson gets a couple of friendly bounces around the rim and falls. Robinson's second attempt. That's up and good. 2 for 2 for number 2 for Toledo. 38-31, lead cut down to 7. The Rockets having the momentum going into halftime. We're down to the final minute. McGuff hands it off to Fleming. Fleming gets bumped off by Fed Robinson, still with it. Here's McGuff. McGuff, spin move. Kieran McGuff, nice drive. Couple of bounces and lays it in. What a basket from Kieran McGuff.
Yes, and it came at a perfect time for this team to build momentum.
40-31, lead back up to 9 for Bowling Green, down to 40 seconds here. Fed Robinson, left wing, switched off here. Got the separation she wanted from Fleming, and she drove to the rim. High arcing layup is good.
Yeah, Fed Robinson just kind of got Fleming to fall over.
40-33 is your score now. Not much separation with the game clock and shot clock. They can hold this down almost towards the end of the half if they want to. Kohler, Fleming will try a 3. Why not? Lexi Fleming just off the mark. Rebounded from Ellis, puts it up, no good. Rebounded from McConowitz. Shot clock is off, down to 10 seconds. McConowitz outside Robinson, down to 6 seconds. Working on Kohler. Robinson puts a shot up. It's good. 40-35, down to 2 seconds. Velasco down to 1 second. They will put a shot up. That's how the first one will come to a close. Toledo has the momentum heading into the locker room, but Bowling Green's up by 5. As we begin the third quarter, 40-35 is your score here at the Stroh Center.
Yeah, and we were talked about it during that first quarter break that the second quarter would be so pivotal, and seeing how they are able to follow up a good start. They surrendered an 11-2 run in the final 2:37 of that first half, and the messaging in the locker room is definitely going to be a lot different than it would have been after 1.
We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, we will recap the first half and preview what's to come in the third quarter. Your halftime score once again here, 40-35, Bowling Green over Toledo. Don't go anywhere, listening to the Battle of I-75 right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Women's Track heads to Ann Arbor, Michigan for the Silverstone Invitational on Friday, February 21st. Falcon Media Sports Network's Kevin Hutchinson will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU women's track and field set more program records in the GVSU Big Meet on Valentine's Day weekend. The Falcons opened up on Friday with a record-breaking 800-meter run by freshman Reese Riemann that finished at 2:08.36, 1/100th of a second ahead of BGSU Hall of Famer Tracy Gerke's record set in 1988. Junior distance runner Kylie Cubison, running a 4:42.53 in the mile invite heat, got a mark that was nearly 4 seconds above Riemann's previous record set at the Mayo Invitational 2 weeks prior. On Saturday, the Falcons distance relay medley squad of Kirsten Franklin, Rachel Hoover, Riemann, and Cubison broke the record set 26 years prior with a time of 11:21.85. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
BGSU women's tennis heads to Chicago bright and early to battle UIC on Sunday, February 23rd at 10 a.m. Check out Falcon Media Sports Network's Carter Leonard's recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon women's tennis face off against Valparaiso on Saturday, February 22nd at 2 p.m. Check out Falcon Media Sports Network's Foster Rossi's recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconmedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our two stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. I Ziggy.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Time here at the Stroh Center, here for the second edition of the Battle of I-75. Bowling Green 40, Toledo 35. The women's basketball team has a 5-point lead despite the momentum favoring the Rockets towards the end of that second quarter. Welcome back inside the broadcast into our halftime report. Lucas Kleinmar alongside Caden Knapp. Caden, first of all, electric first half. The crowd into it and everything, and also Bowling Green had an electric first quarter as well. Had a good second quarter as well, but that second half of that second quarter, the last 5 minutes or so, definitely favored the Rockets.
Yeah, 100%. It was a half of two quarters for sure, and you know, the good news for the Falcons is that, you know, in that game on the 25th, the Rockets had outscored teams in the third quarters by 52 points. Now it's down to 18. So that's a 34-point swing. And the reason I say that's good news is because that means that teams are starting to figure out how to slow down the Rockets in that third quarter, which we said is the key, is they need to win the third quarter, the Falcons do. So the Falcons are seeing film of that and, kind of conforming a game plan for how you want to attack quarter number 3.
Indeed, and you mentioned, too, the points in the paint have been huge from both teams. 22 points in the paint for Bowling Green, 18 for Toledo. Bench points for the Rockets, though, has been a lot more than Bowling Green. 21 for UT and only 8 for BG. That's been a big difference and a big stat that favors the Rockets. But you mentioned it, too, Bowling Green was getting a lot of points from those turnovers. 12 points from turnovers from Bowling Green, just 7 for UT.
Yeah, and, talking about the bench points at 21-8, Coach Bogus is, kind of known for getting fresh legs into the game and constantly switching players in and out so that everyone's able to give 100% even more so. And you mentioned also that the points off turnovers were favoring the Falcons right now at 12-7. It was at 12-2 before that final 2-minute stretch of the first half. The two quarters were just so completely different. If you look at just the shooting percentages, you'd see in the first quarter, Toledo shot 43% about. In the second quarter, 81%.
Yeah.
They also only took 1 3, and they hit that 1 3 at a big spot when they took 3 in the first quarter and missed all of that. You look at the Falcons, 58% in the first quarter, 66.7% from beyond the arc. And then you go to the second quarter, they went 6 of 16 from the floor, 37.5%, and they went 25%, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc.
Indeed, and that was a big difference between not only the first and second quarter, but last time out, the first and second half. Toledo shot the ball very bad in the first half. Last time these teams met at Savage Arena back in late January, and then the second half was a completely different story. Toledo was a much more efficient shooting team in the second half.
Yeah, they really were, and if you remember that game, the Toledo Rockets just came out guns a-blazing, basically, into that second half. They were hitting it what felt like everything and pressuring the Falcons and forcing them into making passes and taking shots that they necessarily did not want to take.
Indeed. Look at some of the stats. Fleming has a game-high 11 points on 4 from 8 shooting, 3 from 6 from the three-point line. Amy Velasco right behind her with 10 points, now top 10 in all-time scoring in program history for Bowling Green. She has 4 assists as well. Erica Porter had a fast and furious start in that first quarter, didn't do much in the second. She had 9 points and 3 rebounds as well. Ellis came off the bench, has 4 points, but 3 rebounds too. It's tied with Porter for a team high as well. Paige Kohler just 2 points, but tied for 3 steals, which is tied with Donahue for a team high as well. So been a kind of a team performance as well. Been kind of split in terms of different categories as well. But meanwhile for the Rockets, Caden, a lot of the scoring has been throughout multiple different players. Fed Robinson off the bench leads the team with 8 points. They have only one player at 6, and that's McConnell with 6 points, 4 rebounds. And then they have 3 players with 4 in Carruthers, Robinson, and Novoroski.
Yeah, and we saw similar numbers to that in the first contest with just the scoring distribution of both teams. The Falcons had a lot less scorers than the Rockets did in total. And you mentioned Erica Porter had 9 points. She scored all 9 of those points in that first 10 minutes of gameplay. So that kind of just more so speaks to how important she is, because she was unable to score in the second quarter, and the Rockets ended up winning that.
Indeed, as well. And we talked about the stats, talked about the individual stats as well. Rebounding has been 15-13 in favor of the Rockets. 11 defensive rebounds is just 7 for Bowling Green, 6 offensive rebounds for Bowling Green, just 4. And I think the biggest reason why Bowling Green has had this fast start to this game, Caden, as the Falcons return to the floor, was that ability to get those Toledo turnovers and then go on the fast break and get it for easy transition points.
Yeah, 100%. And more speaking to the turnovers, like we said, they had 7 through the first about quarter and a half, and then they had 1 down the stretch. The Falcons had 3 late turnovers, and for any sport really, the turnovers are just so huge, and especially being able to capitalize off of them is even bigger.
Big note to note as well, Amy Velasco now 23 of the 26 games this season, she has reached double figures. That is an incredible mark for Velasco in the season she is having. Preseason All-MAC first team selection as well for Velasco. No surprise there. We'll see if she and the rest of the Falcons can lead the Orange and Brown to what would be their biggest victory of this season over the Toledo Rockets. They got a 5-point lead coming out of halftime. Caden, final question for Fred Shamia. What's the message at halftime? What's the one thing you got to do to seal a big rivalry victory here at the Stroh Center?
I'm going to double down on the stay disciplined category that we were talking about earlier. The reason I say that is because the turnovers change things, and if you are able to protect the basketball and hit your shots and take the shots that you want to take, it's going to go good. They have a 5-point head start heading into the second half of play, so making sure they take care of the basketball is just so key, and not committing unnecessary fouls.
We are just minutes away from the start of the third quarter here at the Stroh Center. Bowling Green, 5-point lead, 40-35 over the rivals, the Toledo Rockets, in the 90th edition of the Battle of I-75 this season. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to BGSU Women's Basketball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM, the home for BGSU Women's Basketball.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Falcon Media Sports Network is finally back on the road with BGSU hockey. Make sure to catch the voice of Falcon Hockey, Ben Korak, on the call for every BGSU game this season on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here at the Stroh Center, ready to start quarter number 3 in the 90th edition of the Battle of I-75. Bowling Green up by 5. 40-35 is your score as we head out of halftime. Lucas Kleinmeyer alongside Caden Knapp right here on WBGU 88.1 FM. Should be a exciting and electric start to the third like it was in the first. It's all about now closing out the game if you're Bowling Green. They closed out the last couple of games to get to this 3-game winning streak, trying to make it 4 in a row and trying to have a much better second half than they did last time out against Toledo. Third quarter underway here. Donahue. Fleming. Hands it off to Velasco. To Kohler. Same starting five for each team to begin this third quarter. Donahue working on McConway. Turnaround shot for Donahue. Up and good. Nice start offensively for Bowling Green. And McConway takes a tumble.
Yeah, not sure exactly what happened to get her to fall there, but nice spin around move by Donahue.
There's Cook. Carruthers, a three-pointer attempt, and Carruthers connects for the Rockets, who only made just one three-point attempt in that first half. At their second, 42-38. Now 9:15 left to play here in the third.
Yeah, Carruthers making both threes as well. If he would have blinked, he would have not seen that go in.
There's Kohler, a lot of contact, shot no good, right to the hands of Erica Porter. That shot went up, no good, but she'll be fouled. That'll be on Carruthers. That'll be her second personal foul of the contest, and Porter will go to the free throw line.
Quick start, just like we expected.
Erica Porter, a chance to be the third Falcon in double figures. And before we get this free throw attempt, we'll take a quick break for station identification. Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network. Erica Porter's second attempt from the line is no good, so 1 for 2 trip for her there. 43-38 Bowling Green. 9 minutes left to play in the third. McConowitz back now for the Rockets. Here's Goss. In for Cook. Dykstra. Had a screen set there from Cook. Dykstra back up to Carruthers now. Working on Kohler. Step back. That's a three-point attempt for Carruthers. That one off the front of the rim. No good. Donahue swats that one away from Goss into the hands of Fleming.
Yeah, Carruthers made a really, really good move, but no cigar there. And then Donahue, nice job to get it away from the Rockets.
Velasco signals the play for Bowling Green. Hands it to Donahue. Pass inside to Kohler. Kohler guarded by Goss. Kohler working on Goss. Spin move off front of the rim and rolls out of the rim. Not a favorable roll there for BG.
That one looked like it was going to go in for a second.
43-38 BG. 8 minutes left to play here in the third. McConowitz had that one knocked away from Donahue from behind and picked it from Kohler. What a smart play from the freshman. Velasco back the other way. Velasco will try a three, baby. Velasco! Yes!
Points off turnover. So big.
And how about another turnover, Caden? Right on cue. Donahue, looking to go past for Fleming. It's off the heel of a Rocket. It goes out of bounds for Bowling Green.
Yeah, McConowitz on the one end didn't even see Donahue, and that's why she was able to poke it away from behind, and then it just led to that three. And then McConowitz on the other end, just right place, right time, quite literally, as she got that pass to go out of bounds.
A Baker's dozen now for Velasco, 13 points and 4 assists. 46-38, Bowling Green, 7-4 left to play in the third. So off this another turnover for Toledo. Here comes Velasco, fed it inside to Porter. Working on Jessica Cook down low. Porter advances inside. Offensive foul on Erica Porter.
Yeah, just a little too physical there, and Cook fell down.
And Shamil, they're giving an earful to the official.
I think he said that Porter lowered her shoulder into Cook with force.
So still 46-38 your score, 7:25 left to play here in the third. Here's Robinson, who's checked in for McConowitz. Goss working on Fleming, kicks it outside. Bounce pass inside now, Garcia working on Porter. Garcia spin moves on Erica Porter. Tough shot there, up and over, no good. Kohler trying to get the rebound. Last off of Garcia, it'll be Bowling Green ball.
Great legal defense there by Erica Porter. Keyword is legal there. I mean, she has 2 personal fouls, made sure not to pick up the third one by keeping her arms straight up and forcing the missed shot.
Donahue will inbound this one to Velasco. Officials having a discussion to make sure that was last off a Rocket, and it was. So here comes Velasco and Bowling Green. 7 minutes left now in the third. Here's Donahue. Donahue working against Cole. Donahue, that pass is stolen and swallowed up by Garcia. Long outlet pass to Fed Robinson. Lays it up and in on the fast break. Fed Robinson, the first rocket in double figures with 10. 46-40 Bowling Green.
Yeah, that was some flawless passing there by Toledo to create that shot, and tight defense on Donahue to get the errant throw.
Kohler to Fleming. Fleming bounced past to Velasco. A lot of contact. Goss will get her third personal foul. I mean, that's just her first. Apologies, wrong. I was looking at number 3 as I was saying it, so that's totally my fault. Goss' first personal foul. She still has no points. 0 for 3 from the field goal range for Goss.
Yeah, after scoring 20 in the first meeting.
Kohler inbound to Velasco mid-range. Shot there into Velasco. How about that? A lot of contact there. Got to go. 48-40 Bowling Green. Fed Robinson trying to get on the fast break for Toledo. That's one's kept in play somehow from Cole.
Yeah, she should have just let that go out of bounds because Paige Kohler was 100% the last to touch it.
And Fed Robinson high-arcing shot in and out of the rim into the hands of Garcia. And she beats Ellis down low in the rim. Long outlet pass. Donahue. Bowling Green says, you do one, I'll do one better. Long outlet pass. Donahue, 50-48, under 6 minutes left to play. And now a wide open Cole underneath the basket as Donahue didn't get back in time.
Yeah, both teams making the same mistake those two possessions, just allowing their opposition to get through.
50-44, 5:37 left to play here. Donahue's wide open for 3. She'll take it. Donahue, oh, it goes in and out.
And not a player you see take too many threes.
There's Garcia. She'll take a 3, however. Garcia off front of the rim, no good. Into the hands of Donahue. She's had a busy last couple of possessions.
Yeah, Garcia, another player who does not take a lot of threes. That was her 41st of the year.
Here's Kohler now. Fleming out to Donahue. Back to Kohler. Kohler working on Robinson. Trying to bounce that pass to Fleming. She had a lot of contact, couldn't get it. Shot clock down to 5. Ellis sets the screen on Velasco. Bounce pass, open. Donahue down the 1. Donahue, she's rejected by the rim by Garcia.
There's the height differential.
It's Fed Robinson now, back the other way, guarded by Ellis. 10 points so far for Fed Robinson. Fleming coming away, trying to peck that one away from Cole. Like a bull in a china shop. And Fleming trying to get that one away, and Garcia driving to the rim. Pulls that one up, no good, but she is fouled.
Every single possession this quarter has so far been one of those where you hold your breath and you're like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen, what's going to happen? And it's been exciting, to say the least, as we reach a media timeout.
Media timeout has been reached here in the third quarter. 50-44 is your score. 4:35 left to play here in the third before the start of the fourth quarter. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, located 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, featuring coffee and craft beer, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. Don't go anywhere. We're now in the second half of the third quarter right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here at the Stroh Center, 4:35 left to play here in the third quarter. Bowling Green's up by 6. 50-44 is your score. Been a back and forth third quarter here, but nothing short of fast pace.
Yeah, very, very fast pace. There's a multitude of fast break opportunities for both teams, and it felt like almost every single possession we saw a shot go up within the first 10 or so seconds.
Taya Ellis picked up her third personal foul right before we left for the media timeout as Garcia will go to the free throw line. Toledo led early in the first quarter, but then Bowling Green came back and retook the lead, and so far, since the middle of the first quarter, Bowling Green has not looked back since.
Yeah, they've dominated this game.
BGSU Vice President now of Athlete Strategy and Athletic Director Derek Vandermeer recently extended through June of 2030. Announced yesterday by Bowling Green State University. So, in his third year with Bowling Green Athletics, Vandermeer gets extended.
Yeah, you wrote an article about that, I'm fairly certain.
I did. I'm glad you keep up with me, Katie. No matter going on right now on our sister station, Falcon Radio, BGSU Hockey taking on Bemidji State for the second game of this series. They lost 3-2 last night. Ben Korak, Sean Connolly on that call. Fed Robinson to the line, not Garcia. First one up and no good.
Yeah, this is just her 19th and 20th attempts from the cherry stripe this year. It's 33%.
That second one is good. Lead cut down to 5, 50-45. Fed Robinson's having a big night. 11 points for her. Yeah. Velasco. Fleming inside to Porter. Porter. Spin move now on Novoroski. Move side. Porter up and in with the right strong finish. Erica Porter. 12 points now. 52-45.
Yeah, she just pump faked and then went up with it.
There's Fed Robinson outside Novoroski on McGuff. Novoroski, tough shot, no good. Rebounded from McCuff. Porter into the hands of Kohler. Here's Velasco. By Fed Robinson. Under 4 minutes left to play now. 52-45. Here's Porter. Lost it initially. Kicks out to Velasco. Very aggressive defense from Toledo, not letting Bowling Green get any separation. Down the 3 on the shot clock. Porter, doesn't matter. Up and over with the right, Erica Porter. 9-point lead now for Bowling Green, 54-45.
Well, sometimes you just have to create your own separation, and that is exactly what Erica Porter did there on 2 consecutive possessions as well.
Fed Robinson feeds it out. Carruthers. And it's going to be a foul on Kohler. And it looks like it's going to be an and one call.
Yes, that is going to be the call. Kohler was the one who ended up falling down.
So much of this liking for Shamil. So Carruthers will have a chance to make a 3-point play.
That comes at a big time, too.
Shot is up and good. 54-48 is your score. 6-point lead now for Bowling Green.
Back to 2 possessions.
Velasco, McGuff. Got by McConowitz. To Fleming. Velasco out to Fleming. She got separation. 3-ball on the way for Fleming. Off the front of the rim and goes on top of the backboard and rolls off the back of it, so go out of bounds for Toledo ball.
Well, they got the shot that they wanted. Fleming just a little off balance, though, with it, and that was a very interesting bounce it took.
Robinson. He's had a lot to do here for Toledo. And to Carruthers, mid-range jumper falls. 54-50, lead cut down to just 4 now for Bowling Green.
Beautiful fadeaway.
There's Velasco to Porter. A lot of contact. It should be fouled by Robinson.
That's her second.
Fleming will go out. Get a breather. Donahue will check back in for Bowling Green. Cook back in as well. Velasco inbound. Gives it to Porter by the baseline. Guarded by McConowitz. Out to McGuff. McGuff pulls a mid-range jumper. That one is good. How about Kieran McGuff? Not afraid to shoot.
Yeah, she loves that mid-range to underneath the hoop range.
Here's Dykstra. Feeds it to Goss. Goss working on Donahue. Feeds it out McConowitz. McConowitz pump fakes to Goss again. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Cook guarded by Porter. Nice pass inside. Was looking there from Robinson. Last off of her. It will be Bowling Green ball. And a turnover force by BG.
Yeah, that was a flustered pass because of the shot clock being at 6 seconds. And tried to create something. BG didn't let up, though.
Here's the last go to Porter. Hands off to Kohler. 6-point lead for Bowling Green. Minute 45 before the start of the fourth. Feeds it to McGuff. Offensive foul on Kieran McGuff.
Similarly to the Erica Porter foul, I think the official at the near side said that McGuff lowered her shoulder into the defender.
Interesting call there. And Shamil very unhappy about that call. Dykstra back the other way for the Rockets. Working inside now. 3 Bowling Green defenders. Falcon fans wanted a travel call, not given. Goss. Screen set from Cook. Goss moving inside. It's ripped away from Donahue. Donahue will get it back. Donahue on the fast break, and she's rejected from McConowitz, but she'll be fouled.
Yeah, the Falcons bid wanted to travel on the other end because they heard a loud screech on the floor, but I don't think the plant foot was moved. And then Donahue, just what a defensive play there to just grab it away. And then on the other end, all McConowitz could really do was commit the foul to avoid Donahue having a wide open layup.
Donahue will shoot 2 from the charity stripe. First one is good. Jamila's still talking to the official here by the scores table. So Donahue's first one makes it a 7-point lead. Now his second one makes in and out. 57-50. Erica Porter diving for the loose ball. Robinson picks it up to Cook. Here's Goss. To Robinson. She'll lock and load a 3-point attempt. No good. And they're going to get a foul on Erica Porter underneath the basket.
Yeah, Jessica Cook took a big tumble there. I mean, that was a look that you wanted if you're Toledo from 3. Just Destiny Robinson couldn't convert.
Jasmine Fern checking in for the first time this game. She'll check in for Kieran McGuff.
And really, because of the influx of fouls, that's why we're seeing Coach Shamil dig deeper into the bench.
So shooting 2 will be Cook. And Erica Porter picked up her 3rd personal foul of the contest.
First time we've reached a bonus as well.
Minute 07 left to play here before the start of the fourth. Donahue checks out. Porter checks out. Colin Ellis checks back in. Jessica Cook, 2 points so far this contest. A team high 4 assists for the Rockets. Her first one's good.
Another player that hasn't taken too many free throws attempts this year. This will be her 28th upcoming. About 76.6%.
And that's someone you see from the line a whole lot. Cook's second attempt out front of the rim and good, so lead cut down to 5. 57-52 is your score. Minute 05 to play here before the fourth.
Now Cook scored 8 quick points in the first meeting and then was subbed out because she committed 4 total fouls in a short span of 9 minutes.
Velasco looking on Goss, a lot of contact. Foul will be called on Goss. And that's going to be her second personal foul of the contest.
And that puts the Falcons in the bonus, so they'll get free throws.
It was always a physical game, but a lot more fouls definitely in this third immediately as Velasco, who's got a game high of 15 points and 5 assists, looking to add to that.
After seeing 10 total fouls between these two teams through the first 20 minutes, we've seen 10 in this last 9 minutes.
Velasco's first attempt is good, making now 16 points for Velasco.
Coach Emil still talking to the official.
Second one is good as well. Now 59-52. BG's up now by 7. Fern and Kohler check back out. McGuff and Ellis back in for BG. Carruthers. Started by Donahue. Hands it off, Fed Robinson. Looking to hand it out to Goss. Goss lost it initially, picked it back up. Shamil and the Falcons thought she was out of bounds. We play on. Goss out to McConowitz. Underneath the basket of McGuff. McConowitz rolls in and out. Ellis trying to get the rebound. It's going to be Bowling Green ball.
That was what we call a makeup call, because you could tell from here that Goss was out of bounds on the opposite sideline. And I'm fairly certain that a Bowling Green player touched that ball before it went out of bounds.
27 seconds left on the dot before we start the fourth quarter. 59-52 is your score in favor of the orange and brown. Velasco to Kohler. Velasco, long switch out to Fern. Fern to Kohler. Shot clock is off. Down to 10 seconds. Kohler by the Bowling Green bench. Now to Velasco, top of the key. Velasco drives, puts up a half shot, and it falls! Wow, take a couple of lucky bounces, but it doesn't matter. Amy Velasco, what a shot and what a finish. Shows a chance to make it a three-point play with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, and that pumped up the entire team. She went over screaming at Fleming in a good way, obviously. What a big shot, and now a chance to put it back at a 10-point differential.
61-52, a chance to have it a 10 double-digit lead with 5 seconds left before the fourth quarter. Our first one is up and good. 62-52. Dykstra, 3 seconds. Dykstra down the one, puts it up as the buzzer sounds, and that one goes over the backboard. Bowling Green has a 10-point lead heading into the fourth quarter against their rivals. The Toledo Rockets a chance to end their 7-game winning streak, and their 4th win in a row is on the line. 10 minutes left for Bowling Green to seal the deal. We have 10 minutes left of basketball to be played. Bowling Green up by 10, 62-52 is your score. Don't go anywhere. Listen to BGSU Women's Basketball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Here at the Show Center, ready to start quarter number 4. Bowling Green up by 10. 62-52 is your score. Lucas Kleinmeyer alongside Caden with you here on WBGU 88.1 FM. It's been 3 great quarters of basketball as Bowling Green looking to earn their 46th all-time victory over the arch rivals, Toledo Rockets.
Yeah, a very clean quarter for the Falcons as well. They did not turn it over, and that was one of our keys. And another key is we said that they needed to win the third quarter, and they did win the third quarter at 22-17.
Remind you, post-game will be joined by BGSU assistant coach Maggie Lucas, along with our BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide player of the game.
Velasco and Porter, definitely the two front runners for that.
Erica Porter quietly having a good third quarter, 14 points, 4 rebounds for her.
It'll be Toledo basketball to start.
As Cole will inbound this one for Dykstra. Garcia. Guarded by Porter. Garcia gets around Porter. Strong finish, and Garcia gets to the rim and got the fall. 62-54, 9:43 left to play in this one. Velasco. Drives, spin moves, left-handed. Oh, a high-arcing shot. But she got a best friend in the glass and got the fall.
Yeah, Velasco is really having a fantastic game, now up to 22 points.
Donahue knocking away. Garcia gets it right back, however. Spins on Porter, no good. Rebounded from Erica Porter. Loses the ball, stolen away. Back from Garcia. That one goes in and out, as out from Kohler.
Then they call a foul.
And indeed, they're going to call a foul on Bowling Green. What a crazy sequence. And I believe they're going to get Kohler.
Yeah, that'd be her third.
Wow. It will be Kohler's third personal, but they'll just inbound this one towards the right side of the basket.
Paige Kohler, only player for either team that's played all 30 minutes.
Lexi Fleming takes the foul underneath the basket as she hit the floor, so it'll be a foul on Toledo, and Bowling Green now will take over.
Is it just me, Lucas, or does this game seem eerily similar to that Western Michigan game we had last Wednesday?
Pretty similar. Bowling Green 14-11 on the season, 7-6, 8-2 here at the Stroh Center. Currently 6 in the MAC, looking to work their way up. Rockets find themselves in third place in the MAC, 9-15 overall, but still looking to earn that 20th win of the season. Fleming to Kohler. Donahue spinning around. Hard finish. Can't get the fall, but she'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, right now both teams are really going right at the basket and finding ways to draw fouls.
So Donahue, who's got 5 points and a game-high 6 steals in this one, go to the free throw line for a couple of big free throws. 10-point lead, 64-54, Bowling Green, 8:56 left to play. Donahue's first one is up and good.
Also, Toledo has not allowed a team to score 70 or more during their 7-game win streak, and they've averaged 57.5 points allowed during that streak as well. The Falcons are at 65 right now.
In and out there from Donahue on the second attempt. Here's McConowitz and Toledo. Fed Robinson. Spin moves on Fleming. Fed Robinson. She's been feeling it this game.
Yeah, she has
got to go up and in. And a little bit of trash talking there on Fleming. Velasco to Donahue. Trying to feed that one to Kohler. Too hot to handle there from Kohler. And it will remain Bowling Green ball. It'll be lost off a Rocket.
Yeah. Falcons definitely bringing their A game today. And the officials both looked at each other like and kind of discussed it to figure out who it went off of.
Lost off of Garcia off that inbound. Bowling Green will do it again. 65-56, 8:25 left to play in the fourth. Bowling Green up by 9. Velasco looking to find Fleming, and she's bumped off the ball by Fed Robinson. Robinson back the other way, bounce pass inside looking for Carruthers. She can't crowd it out to Garcia. Garcia pulls up there. No travel called. Carruthers gets it back. Carruthers, high-arcing shot. That one rolls in and out. Rebounded from Erica Porter.
There was a lot going on in a small space there.
It's looking to get more and more physical as this game goes on. Down to under 8 minutes left. Velasco drives, puts up the floater, and it falls. Amy Velasco, 24 points, 67-56 Bowling Green. What a night it's been so far for the Centerville, Ohio native. Donahue grabbing the hand of McConowitz, and Donahue will be charged with that foul. That will be just her first.
Yeah, the team's second. Now, we knew that Velasco was definitely going to enter this one wanting to go out with a bang against Toledo here at the Stroh Center. Obviously, her final game against Toledo here in BG.
There's Carruthers on Kohler. Garcia working on Porter. Garcia, fadeaway shot is good. Garcia starting to heat up here in the fourth. 67-58 your score.
Yeah, she did a nice step back move to create space and put it in.
Velasco. Screen set there from Donahue. There's Fleming right wing in front of the BG bench. Donahue moving inside now, past the charity stripe, moving inside. Donahue spin around shot there off front of the glass and in. Donahue, big basket.
Well, Garcia did it on one end, and Donahue said, I'm going to do you one better.
69-58 your score. Back up to an 11-point lead for Bowling Green. Garcia drives, gets past Porter. Got it up and in, and the foul on Porter. That's her fourth.
And that comes at a big time for Toledo because it's going to get Coach Jamil to send in Taya Ellis for Erica Porter, who's a player that they need, especially down the stretch in this one.
Ellis as well has 3 fouls as well. Erica Porter now 1 away from fouling out. Garcia now tied for the team lead in 13, has a chance to lead with 14. And she does. 14 points out for Garcia, 69-61. Lead cut down to 8. Big play there for Toledo.
And Toledo had all 4 players that weren't taking the free throw back behind the midcourt stripe.
Velasco. Velasco moving past McConowitz. That shot there a little low, no good. Tipped out from Ellis, but into the hands of Carruthers. Carruthers drives. Carruthers open lane to the basket. Carruthers up and in. Cut down to 6. 69-63. Bowling Green leads.
Yep, Carruthers had the angle on Velasco, and Velasco didn't want to commit a foul, so she kind of let up there.
Timeout going to be taken now for Bowling Green. 6:24 left to play here in the fourth quarter. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. Shamil calls a timeout. We'll take it with them. Bowling Green looking to close out the Rockets here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune into WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
Back here, get ready to get out of this timeout for Fred Shamil. Bowling Green 69, Toledo 63. 6:24 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Lucas Kleinmeyer alongside Kaden Knapp for this fourth one.
Yeah, we were talking about it during the break, Lucas, that the Falcons, if they want to hold on to this one, need to have Taya Ellis and Erica Porter not foul out and stay in the game because they need that big presence underneath.
And those are those two main fives now for Bowling Green. Obviously, Ellis, not her first position. She plays usually as a fourth as well, but it's a big move. And you look at Toledo with the height they have, Garcia and Cook, and even Novoroski, she gets back into this game. That's 3 right there that are all bigger than any Bowling Green players. Yeah. If Porter and Ellis can't continue. Velasco will end down this one for Bowling Green. It's a 6-point lead for the Orange and Brown. looking to snap Toledo's 7-game winning streak. Coming off a big win over Ball State, who also dropped their second game in a row against Kent State earlier today.
An interesting stat I came across earlier this week is Toledo is 62-7 against MAC teams in the last 4 years.
Both basketball programs so good in the regular season. Men's 4 straight regular season winners. The Rockets women's team as well. Very good as well. And third place in the MAC right now, looking to go up. Back on her way here, Fleming inside of Ellis. Ellis has it stripped away from behind. And Downey trying to dive for the loose ball, can't come up with it. Here's Robinson. Fed Robinson working on Kohler. That shot up and no good. And Kohler, that's going to be her 4th personal foul.
Another very, very important player.
Only 1 3-pointer attempt from Kohler this game. Just 2 points for her, 1 for 5 shooting. But man, that would be a huge loss for Bowling Green if she can't continue.
And notice how really the game has extended so much since the midway point of the third quarter. It's extended and slowed down.
It appears we're setting up for a dramatic finish here in Bowling Green. Fed Robinson's second attempt is good, so 1 for 2 trip. 69-64 is your score, a 5-point lead for the Orange and Brown.
Yeah, we'll see how long Coach Emile keeps Paige Kohler over on the bench as well.
Ingrid Velasco. Peter McGuff, Donahue. Here's Velasco. McGuff, she'll try a 3. McGuff, that one up and no good. Rebound for Robinson, but stolen away from Donahue. Her 7th steal of the game, and
nice heads-up move by Donahue. She's giving it her all today.
Velasco gonna drive, spins, move. That one up and no good. And rebounded there from Garcia. Carruthers moves past Ellis. Carruthers puts it up and in over Ellis. It's down to just a 3-point lead now for BG, 69-66. 5:10 left to play here in the 4th. Velasco to Donahue. We've reached in the halfway point of this 4th quarter. Fleming, pump fakes on Robinson. Fleming to Velasco. Down to 7 seconds on the shot clock. Screen set from Ellis. Out to McGuff. McGuff will try a 3. Kieran McGuff off the front of the rim. No good. Fleming trying to get the loose ball. It's in the hands of Robinson. And a travel going to be called on Robinson. What a defensive play from Bowling Green's Lexi Fleming.
That's going to bring us to a much-nedded media timeout.
And with that, we've reached our final media timeout of this game. A travel will be called on Robinson, much to the dismay of Bogus and the Rockets. 3-point lead for Bowling Green. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. The finest latest menu at juniperbrew.com. We'll take it with them. 4:44 left to play here in the Stroh Center. Bowling Green up by 3. You're listening to women's basketball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Women's Golf heads to Arizona for the WMU Rio Verde Collegiate Invitational from Friday, February 21st through Sunday, February 23rd. Falcon Media Sports Network's Coyle Withrow will have a recap of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
Women's basketball welcomes Toledo into the Stroh Center for the Battle of I-75 on Saturday, February 22nd at 7 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Kaden Knapp will have the call at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for tip-off on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here out of this final media timeout here at the Stroh Center. Bowling Green up by 3. The Rockets on an 8-0 run the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Falcons scoreless in that period. 3-point lead for the Orange and Brown, looking to earn the Battle of I-75 win at home this season and split the regular season series. Lucas Kleinmeyer, Caden Knapp with you here for the final 4 minutes and 44 seconds of this one.
Yeah, and the Falcons right now have surrendered an 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds. If you extend that time frame about 47 seconds, it'd be a 10-2 run for the University of Toledo. And I can't stress this enough. This media timeout could not have come at a better time for the Orange and Brown because they're reeling right now.
Indeed, and looks like Bowling Green have to do something to get them back on track. And Shamil breaks the huddle.
Notice Erica Porter's in the game once again. Coach Shamil knows how important this possession is.
Kohler.
And Kohler as well, yeah.
Yep, Kohler, Porter, both 4 personal fouls, 1 away from fouling out. Velasco. Inbounds to Kohler. Back to Velasco, finds herself open underneath the basket. Velasco lays it up and in. A game high, 26 now for Amy Velasco. 71-66 BG.
Yeah, she just snuck her way behind the Toledo defense.
Then Robinson has that pass tipped and stolen from Donahue to Fleming. Back to Velasco. They'll hold the play up and let the clock run. Donahue, 7 steals, 8 points now. Here's Fleming, hands off to Velasco. Shot clock down to 10. Fleming feeding inside to Porter. Porter working on Garcia. Porter spin moves, finishing with the left strong. Erica Porter, big basket there.
What a move by her, and that's exactly why she's still in this game with the 4 fouls.
73-66 is your score. It's a 7-point lead for Bowling Green. 3:45 left to play here in this one. Garcia working on Porter underneath the basket. Garcia drives and lays it up and in with the left. She now has 18.
Yeah, big basket. And Nan Garcia just a huge presence off the bench today in her 119th career game.
Here's Donahue. Out to Fleming. Hands it off to Velasco. Velasco looking to find Fleming. She fell down. She wanted a foul call on Carruthers. Instead, it'll go down as a turnover. It'll be Toledo ball.
Yeah, Carruthers had a face that you could tell that she thinks she got away with something there. It's also worth noting that both these teams have 3 timeouts remaining, so we're probably going to get a lot of stoppages over this final 3 minutes of regulation.
Indeed, especially the final minute and counting. Carruthers drives, pass outside to Garcia. A lot of bodies hit the floor. Garcia's 3, no good. It's going to go in favor of the Falcons.
Yeah, they got Carruthers.
Indeed, they did. Goss is 1 away from fouling out with Ford. Carruthers now, that's going to be her 3rd if it's given. Indeed it is. Down to 3 minutes. 5-point lead for Bowling Green, 73-68. Velasco to Donahue. Works inside, hands it off to Kohler. And a foul's going to be called. Donahue, 8 points, 8 steals. The record, 10 steals against Miami back in 2004.
Yeah. I wasn't even alive then.
I was.
By the way, each team has 4 fouls this quarter, so we're getting free throws and the next foul.
Kohler to Velasco. Velasco out to Fleming. She'll try for a 3. Travel's going to be called on Amy Velasco rather, before that pass on Fleming.
Yeah, she I slid her foot forward after taking a step forward, and that's what drew the travel.
Carruthers, McConowitz on Donahue, fadeaway shot, no good. And Bowling Green comes away with it. Donahue to Velasco. Down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Still a 5-point lead for Bowling Green. Ellis hands it off to Kohler. Kohler to Fleming. Fleming will try corner three, and they're going to say she stepped out of bounds.
That's the correct call. That is the correct call. I saw her foot on the white line.
Wow.
And she hit the 3-2 to make it worse.
Would have been a huge three for Bowling Green if that would have counted. Here's Robinson. Robinson. Student section here trying to give Bowling Green some support. Robinson. Carruthers gets by Donahue, just a little bit late there. Carruthers puts it up and ends 73-70. Under 2 minutes left to play here.
And the Falcons haven't scored in nearly 2 minutes.
Velasco. Ellis back to Velasco. She'll try a mid-range shot. Too strong. Goes right to Donahue. And it's going to be a foul on the freshman.
And that's Donahue's fourth, I believe I heard our PA announcer say.
Donahue go to the free throw line. That's going to be, has to be Carruthers if it's going to be our fourth person to foul. Big free throws. Donahue first one's up and good. 74-70 Bowling Green.
A lot of bodies hit the floor in that possession.
They did. There's Donahue again. Second one's good as well. 75-70. Donahue 10 points. She's 2 steals away from a double-double. And here comes the Stroh Center crowd looking to give support to Bowling Green. Here's Carruthers. Step back three on the way. Carruthers short. Ellis picks it back up into the hands of Garcia. She can't hold that one in. It's going to be last off of Falcon, however, and it will be Toledo ball.
And now they're going to use a timeout.
Timeout will be taken for Toledo, down to 1 minute and 19 seconds. But Bowling Green up by 5.
What a fantastic game this has been.
This will be a quick timeout, so we'll stay right with you here. My goodness, Kaden, I don't think we can ask for a better game.
Yeah. It's been fun.
The men's team came away with the big victory of the Rockets last night, 69-68 at Savagery. Javante Campbell. How about legacy game, if I do say so myself? Playing with a hurt hand, hasn't practiced since January 6th. And plays amazing for Bowling Green to get that victory. You got here Bowling Green up by 5, trying to hold on and seal this one out.
I'm going to tell you right now, I believe the intangible player of the game will be Janaea Donahue if the Falcons do hold on and win. Those 8 steals have just been so huge.
26 points for Velasco, 5 assists. Porter second, close to 6 points and 5 rebounds as well. 16 points, I should say, 5 rebounds. Robinson to inbound into Goss. Fleming. A lot of contact, had that poked away into Garcia. Donahue guards Carruthers. Hands it off. Goss. There by Fleming. Donahue. Carruthers gets by some separation, drives baseline, kicks it out, and knocked out of bounds by Velasco. 2 seconds on the shot clock when they inbound this one.
The Falcons need to hold their ground underneath. The Rockets are probably going to get something quick, crashing it to the hoop. Falcons need to be ready for it.
This is when discipline comes into key here. Long inbound, Donahue swapped it away. Shot clock violation. Bowling Green stands tall on that defensive play.
Yeah, they quite literally did stand tall there to bat it away in the air and give Toledo no chance to take a shot before the expiration of the shot clock.
59.3 seconds is left. 5-point lead for Bowling Green. And it looks like Shamil's going to call a timeout before Bowling Green will inbound this one. Looks like this might be a full timeout for Bowling Green, but, well, not actually. Two managers will go back to behind the bench. We'll stay right here with you. What a big defensive play that was, Caden.
Yeah, it really, really was. And The inbound, to me, I didn't understand it because it went away from the basket in the sense of it take whoever caught it momentum away. And with 2 seconds on the clock, you didn't really have time to do anything with that. And the Falcons took advantage of it.
So Bowling Green now will end on this one in Toledo's defensive area. Velasco to Donahue. Donahue drives, puts it up and in. Nate Donahue, big basket. 7-point lead, Bowling Green 77-70. Carruthers drives, puts it up. Too strong. McConnell tries to keep it in play. It was lost off of Kohler, and it'll remain Rocket ball.
What a ginormous bucket there by Donahue to make it a 3-possession game.
May Donahue, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 rebounds and 2 steals. 4 Falcons in double figures. Timeout call on the floor for head coach Fred Shamil. Give me timeout taken from Toledo, however. But man, oh man, Caden, what a basket made. Only as a freshman, and she's playing this game like she's a senior.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, she's just so composed and knows her game. And I believe, you know, when she had that period of time this season where she wasn't getting the most minutes, was taken out of the starting 5.
Had that injury.
That too. It taught her a lot, and it helped her expand her games, and then she was ready to re-enter the starting 5, and she's been phenomenal.
Carruthers inbounds one. Garcia, 3-ball on the way, off front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Amy Velasco. I believe those should get fouled by McConowitz with 38.1 seconds left.
No one would rather go to the line on the Falcons than Amy Velasco. Really, I think we could say no one you'd rather in the Mid-American Conference.
I don't think it's crazy to say, to be honest with you. Velasco had been a starter for a majority of her time with Bowling Green, was a star as a freshman, came off the bench her sophomore year, was coming back from an injury. And in the last 2 years with Fred Shamil, she has been irreplaceable and just as valuable as her partner in crime, Lexi Fleming. 2-for-2 trip there from Velasco, 79-70, Bowling Green 9-point lead, 38 points. Porter and the Falcon bench getting the show center on their feet as they can sense this one here. Carruthers. Goss will put up a shot, in and out, into the hands of Velasco. Shot clock is off, and Velasco will be fouled. Sweet, sweet relief if you're head coach Fred Shamil and the Falcons.
What a game. No one wanted to take the 3 on Toledo's side, and Goss just ended up forcing it up, and what a game.
We'll see if she can knock down both these free throws, Caden, and she'll get herself 30 points. Only 5 assists.
I wonder who the player of the game is going to be.
Spoiler, it's going to be Amy Velasco. As Toledo will sub, and Bowling Green is going to snap the Rockets' 7-game winning streak. What a win this is going to be for the Orange and Brown. First one's good.
Also, to add to that, they're going to keep the series lead. So every single MAC team, they now still lead the series.
Indeed, they will be 46-44 in favor of the Orange and Brown. Second one's good. A 30-piece for Velasco. 81-70 is your score. Here comes Carruthers and the Rockets. Garcia jacks up a 3. No good. Rebounded by McConowitz. She'll put it up. No good. And should be fouled.
It's been 766 days since the Falcons last beat the Rockets.
In between those days, they had a MAC championship loss in Cleveland, the last year of the Robin Freilich era. They lost both games last year under Shamil. They lost the first one back in January. but not this time.
January 18, 2023. Last win here at the Stroh Center as well.
McCowan's 2-for-2 trip, 81-72. McGuffel inbound, and for the first time in the Fred Shamil era in Bowling Green, the Falcons are victorious over their arch rivals, the Toledo Rockets. Game, set, match.
This is so huge for the Falcons. It matches the Kent State win, just more so just taking that Kent State versus Ohio versus Bowling Green State game and circling it, because Falcons could very well jump into the top 4.
Amy Velasco, top 10 all-time in program scoring, a 30-piece and 5 assists. And the Orange and Browns are winner of 4 in a row and have their 15th win of the season and their 8th win in the Mid-American Conference. The biggest win of the year for Bowling Green, snapping the Rockets' 7-game unbeaten streak. What a night. When we come back, Kate and I will wrap things up, and we'll be joined by BGSU assistant coach Maggie Lucas and our BG Falcon Media food and drink guide player of the game, Amy Velasco. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to BGSU Women's Basketball Battle of I-75 right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Women's basketball battles the Ohio Bobcats at the Stroh Center on Wednesday, February 26th. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Caden Knapp at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for tip-off on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Volleyball's first-year head coach, Alex Del Piombo, has hired 2 assistant coaches to fill out her staff ahead of the 2025 season. Chelsea Carter comes to BGU after a 3-season stint as an assistant coach at Alabama. Carter played under Del Piombo at Samford, winning 2 conference championships, a Libero of the Year award, and a conference tournament MVP. Since, she has coached 2 Libero of the Year award winners as well, making Alabama one of the best serving and digging teams in the SEC. Alexa Wharton comes to BG after being a 2-year head coach at Tiffin University. Her winning career includes 3 conference titles as a player and back-to-back conference championships, Final 8 NIVC appearance, and an overall winning record as a coach. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
BG Softball opens Norman Tournament action against Wichita State on Saturday, February 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network's Coyle Withrow will have a recap of the game on bgfalconmedia.com.
BG Softball wraps up the Norman Tournament action against Tulsa on Sunday, February 23rd. Falcon Media Sports Network's Stephen Shullen will have a recap of the battle on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU softball faces their toughest test of the season against 4-time defending national champion Oklahoma on Saturday, February 22nd at 4 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network's Coyle Withrow will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
BG BGSU men's basketball heads 30 minutes north for the second leg of the Battle of I-75 against Toledo on February 21st. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavalitz and Artie Abrego at 5:45 for pregame and 6 p.m. for tip-off on Falcon Radio.
Here, our post-game show, Bowling Green victorious over the arch rivals Toledo Rockets 81-72. We're now joined by assistant coach Maggie Lucas. Coach, as always, we appreciate you joining us post-game, and congratulations on a huge win this season over the rivals.
Thank you so much. I mean, first things first, what an amazing night of women's basketball. Game field goal percentage, each team shooting 53.6%. It was an amazing night of women's basketball, and I feel so humbled to be a part of it and just so proud of our girls and the toughness they showed tonight.
Take us through the game plan. You guys kind of had a lot of Toledo turnovers in the start of the first half, got some transition points to the other side. How did the game plan come about? Did you guys execute the way you guys like?
Yeah, a lot of it is just toughness. Toledo's a really good team, and, they dictate a lot. So as opposed to the last game where we allowed them to dictate, I think, we got up in their space and, we were able to create some turnovers. Nate Donahue had 8 steals.
Yeah.
8 steals.
Yeah.
But it was a team effort, everybody having each other's back, and again, just so proud.
Absolutely, and Donahue's another individual that stood out for us, and so many players. 4 Falcons got into double figures as well, but Amy Velasco, she now moved into top 10 in the program history and scoring 30 points, 5 assists. What did you just make of her performance?
What Amy has just been the ultimate leader, so steady. We can always rely on her. She carries a lot for us, and she carries it with so much composure, and just proud to see her have this game here tonight. But she's been doing it, and she stepped up in a big way, man.
Absolutely. And you mentioned how big of a night was for women's basketball. How was it to play in front of this crowd, the Stroh Center, nearly sold out, in front of a packed student section as well?
It was amazing. Let's keep it going. We got a couple more home games. Let's keep it going.
Indeed. And, Coach, finally, now 4 wins in a row. Can you kind of just describe the momentum this team has now that we're entering the final stretch of the season before the MAC tournament in Cleveland?
All about peaking at the right time. We just got to keep getting every day.
Absolutely. Coach, as always, thank you so much for time. Go enjoy this one.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. When we come back, we'll be joined by our BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide player of the game, Amy Velasco. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the postgame show right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU hockey wraps up their final road series of the regular season against Bemidji State on Saturday, February 22nd. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Sean Connolly at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for puck drop on Falcon Radio.
Falcon hockey heads to Bemidji State for the final road series of the regular season on Friday, February 21st. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Sean Connolly at 7:45 for pregame and 8 p.m. for puck drop on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Gymnastics returns to the mat on the road against Temple Friday, February 21st at 6 p.m. Check out Falcon Media Sports Network's Sam Morris's recap of the match on bgfalconmedia.com.
Here with our post-game show here on WBG 88.1 FM. The Falcons victorious over the Rockets 81-72 and the Battle of I-75, the 90th edition of this historic rivalry. Bowling Green gets back even and gets their 4th win in a row, 8th Mid-American Conference win, and their 15th win of this season. Lucas Clymer alongside Caden Matt with you one final time before we're joined by Amy Velasco. Caden, man, wrap this one up and put a bow on it.
That's a lot of pressure. I mean, this game, if this game does not exemplify how momentum ran this team is, I don't know what does, because they are just, if one good thing happens, they find ways to build off of that and then continue to build off of that. Now into 4 consecutive wins. Almost all of them, they've had to hold off their opponent from making a late comeback, and just, it was fantastic today. They battled through Toledo, making surges at certain points. They made very key points during breaks, and it was just a great win.
And you mentioned momentum, too, as well. Momentum was such a big thing for both these teams. Toledo coming in off their biggest win of the season, beating Ball State, handing them their first conference loss of the season after winning 7 straight. Bowling Green, same thing, 3 straight wins. They felt like they had some momentum. They kind of turned the corner after that Arkansas State win. But Bowling Green met the moment. They met the moment, and after that first quarter, it was kind of back and forth. But they came out, had the lead at the end of the first quarter, and they didn't look back.
Yeah, they really did not. And, I mean, this atmosphere also, I think, was a huge reason as to why that happened. I mean, there was almost a full crowd in attendance today. The student section was full, and I mean, they built off of the team's momentum and their energy, and then vice versa.
Indeed, and Caden, I've been calling games for 3 years now. I'm a junior here, and I remember freshman year, a couple years back, the WNIT run this team made down to the Fab Four, and that crowd set records, none like anything other. But in the Shamil era, in his second year with this Falcons team, this was easily the best atmosphere he's had at a game, and I think it's great that it came here in a game like this, a game of this magnitude, because they did play, they played South Carolina and the other big teams, big non-conference schools. This is a game in your conference against the rival, the team that you circle twice a year, every time, sometimes 3 for me in the MAC tournament, that you want to beat every single time. And I think it's great for this program that they got this atmosphere. They've been on the road a lot this year. And also good for Fred Shamil. He finally got that first big win against one of those top teams underneath his belt, in this case, Toledo.
Yeah, 100%. And, I mean, I saw him on social media, specifically X, just tweeting at the fans. And he was talking about it and how important it is just to get them out here and packing this place. Talking about them giving away pizza to the students as they walk in. And, I mean, this also builds confidence for him as a coach in his second year now. I mean, there's just so many positives out of this game.
So many, indeed. I mean, look a little bit about the stats for both these teams, and we'll start with individuals as well. We mentioned Amy Velasco, who will be joined with us shortly. 30 points, 5 assists. I mean, there's some players that they carry a big load, like what Coach Lucas said. But it's also players that become household names in Bowling Green because they've been around for 4 years, 4 years, how long it is. For Amy, it's been 4. And consistently perform at the highest level and perform in those big moments, and she did that once again tonight.
Yeah, she showed every bit of her experience in this game. And, I mean, so did really Erica Porter and Lexi Fleming. I mean, Lexi Fleming obviously more so because she's played in more matchups against Toledo than Erica Porter, but those two really shined today along with Donahue, and it was just an all-around team performance.
I do want to take a quick pause here because we are actually about to get the beheading of Freddie and Frida right here at the Stroh Center. Obviously our audience can't see who it is, but I would like to just hear the crowd from the reaction about Freddie and Frida. I think it's always a fun tradition that they do this every single year as well, especially at basketball games. They usually pick a big game. Last year they picked the hockey game, big hockey game. This year, women's basketball gets, I think it's a good tradition this university has, which should be fun and interesting. Indeed. Any predictions? Anyone that you think we know in Falcon Media?
I'm going to say no.
No, indeed.
They couldn't keep that secret.
Fair enough. But, Kaden, going back to the game, though, I mean, just incredible.
Yes.
Incredible. All right. Here we go with Frida. Now, this is prime time radio.
There you go.
That's always cool. That's always a good tradition. Bowling Green. Back to the game, though, Caden. 30 for 56 shooting from the floor. Both teams shot identical.
Yeah.
30-56, both 53.6%. But Bowling Green, 6 for 15 from 3, 40%. Toledo, 2 for 11. Only 2 threes made the entirety of a game.
It really looked like Toledo was uncomfortable when they were shooting those long-range shots. And that's more so a testament to how good the Falcons' defense was at not allowing them to create space and play their game.
Indeed as well. Nan Garcia led the way for Toledo, 18 points. Carruthers, 16 points right behind her. Fed Robinson at 14. McConnell's just 8 points, 7 rebounds though. So still a relatively low scoring game and quiet game for her. But Toledo will go back to the drawing board. Now 10-14 in the MAC, suffering their 4th MAC loss season. 9-16 overall. Such a big win for Bowling Green. I'm sure a loss that will motivate the Rockets as well.
Yeah.
Bowling Green, however, 30, we mentioned for Velasco, 5 assists, 16 points for Erica Porter, 12 points for Nay Donahue, 11 points for Lexi Fleming. And the thing with Porter, Fleming, and Velasco, we know for Porter and Velasco for sure, this could have been their last ever game against Toledo unless they meet in the MAC tournament. Fleming obviously has a couple more years less of eligibility, so it's not set in stone for her yet. But for Velasco and Porter, that could have been it, especially it for them at home with all the games they played against them. Your final takeaways?
I think first we'll get the beheading of Freddie.
I just want people to... Yep, no idea. But good for them. That's such a cool tradition.
Yes.
That's a cool tradition. All right, Caden, before we get into Velasco on here, your final takeaways.
Well, the Falcons checked every single one of our keys in the sense of win the third quarter, stay disciplined, and hit their threes. Now they have a senior night up next. That's going to be another big crowd against Ohio. And if they can get that win, I think they're going to be at a very, very, very high point, and it hopefully will propel them over Kent State in that ginormous March 5th matchup.
Yeah, they got Ohio for senior day on Wednesday, NIU as well, but that Kent State game, Caden, is a huge game. And now it shows after you beat Toledo, you can definitely hang with Kent State.
Yes.
That could be a big game towards the seeding, as now it's all eyes towards Cleveland for these final couple weeks of the season. 81-72 is your score. Bowling Green victorious over the Rockets for the first time in 766 days. When we come back, we'll be joined by our BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide player of the game, Amy Velasco. Don't go anywhere. Listen to the postgame show right here on WBGU 88.1 FM. Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
BGSU Baseball's sophomore first baseman Brady Birchmeyer had a stellar opening weekend in an opening 3-game set with the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, earning him this week's Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Week award. Birchmeyer's clutch hits late in the Sunday matchup in Murfreesboro included a 3-run home run in the top of the ninth that scored TJ Tackett and DJ Newman and put the Falcons ahead, bringing the game to extra innings after the Blue Raiders scored 1 in the ninth. In the top of the 11th, Birchmeyer came up clutch once again, hitting an RBI single to put the Falcons up 11-9, leading to a 12-9 victory, the second of the Orange and Brown season. The former Michigan Gatorade Player of the Year nominee is hitting .267 on the year with an 800 OPS, building on a 2024 season where he earned 11 RBIs and 2 home runs and 67 at-bats. This has been Falcon Media Sports Network's Athlete of the Week.
Final time for our post-game show here at the Stroh Center. Bowling Green victorious over Toledo 81-72 and the Battle of I-75. We're now joined by our BG Falcon Food and Drink Guide player of the game, Amy Velasco. The Food and Drink Guide provides the latest food and drink specials from local restaurants. You can find it on our homepage, bgfalconmedia.com, or go to our top navigation, Mouse Over Life, and click on Food and Drink. We are now joined by the one and only Amy Velasco. Amy, as always, thank you so much for joining us. I think at the beginning of the year, it was kind of it kind of sucks because you kept joining us after losses at the start of the year, and I feel like it's been a while. So I'm happy you're joining us after a win, but not only a win, in my opinion, the biggest win of the season for you guys. Your thoughts?
Yeah, for sure. Been here 4 years. Battle of I-75 is like no other. We came out here and the Stro was full, and it's just so fun. It's such a special place to play.
Yeah. And you mentioned in your senior year, 4 years, at least is the last regular season game you might play. So you might meet him again in the MAC tournament. Who knows? But take us through your game plan a little bit. You guys had that fast start again in the first quarter. You got a lot of turnovers from Toledo that led into transition points.
Yeah.
Take us through the game plan, how you guys think you did.
Yeah, for sure. I think we just wanted to play fast. We wanted to push tempo. We wanted to play our speed and just execute, take care of the ball. And I think, like you said, we came out to a great start, and the energy in here was fantastic. It just kind of, the momentum took us with all that energy in here.
Yeah, you mentioned the momentum in here. This is definitely the best crowd probably so far this season at home, near full capacity. The student section was packed. How is it playing? This isn't your first time playing in a big crowd, obviously. So how was it playing in front of a big crowd, but also especially here in Bowling Green?
Yeah, for sure. The Stro's the best place to play, and I might be biased, but it's so fun when everyone comes out and they're supporting you and they want you to win. They're cheering you to victory. So it was really fun.
Awesome. And obviously you yourself, 30 points, 5 assists as well, an incredible performance. You now moved into the top 10 all-time in scoring in program history. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, there's just so many amazing girls in this program and who have come before me. So I just feel really blessed to be here and to get to be part of this program and hopefully leave my jersey better than I found it.
Yeah, and we always say this too on postgame. Any teammates you want to shout out to for their performances as well?
I mean, yeah, everyone, if that's possible. I mean, I just thought today was a group effort, and everyone went out there and played hard. I'm looking at this, and it says Erica had 16 points. I mean, she's really hard to stop in the post. Yeah. She's strong, she's big, she's patient, and when she's patient, she's really hard to guard. So I thought she played a great game today.
Yep. Well, Amy, the momentum you guys have now, 4 wins in a row. Now you're kind of shifting towards Cleveland a little bit. You only got a handful of games left now. Obviously now in your 4th season, how big is it getting all these wins, getting the momentum underneath your belt heading into the tournament?
Yeah, for sure. I think we're playing really well right at the right time. Yeah, because it's really important. It's coming to an end pretty quickly, but we gotta go out there, play our best basketball in March.
Yep. And Amy, last question for you. This isn't your first time being in Toledo, but where does this win rank for you in your career?
This one was special. This was the first one with Coach Fred, so that was really special. It was just fun because, this is such a great rivalry, and I just thought this one was just one of the best. I don't know. I can't pick one.
All right. Well, Amy, as always, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the performance and the historic record you have now in the top 10 in program history, and enjoy this one.
Thank you.
So that'll do it for us here one final time at the Stroh Center. Bowling Green victorious over the Toledo Rockets. They get even with their rivals up north. 81-72 is your score. And before we send off, I want to give a big thank you to my broadcast partner, Kaden Knapp. I also want to give a big thank you to our board operators back in the WBGU studio on the campus of Bowling Green State University in the Cooling Center. Artie Abrego, thank you so much, my man, pushing on the buttons. He was on call last night for a men's basketball win against Toledo as well. Big thank you to the Carl Leonard, Kevin Hutchinson, were in the boardroom as well. Big thank you to you guys. You guys do the dirty work that goes unnoticed as well. Big thank you to Carl Smith, the Falcon Media Advisor as well, and along with BGSU Flex for making all these games possible for Falcon Media Sports Networks, for myself, Caden, and everybody within our student-run organization. That'll do it from us here. What a weekend for BGSU Flex. The women's basketball team victorious over the Rockets. 81-72 is your final score here at the Stroh Center.